And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union Hotline. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince, and we have the guru with us, Coach Van Pettaway, as we get ready to move into our Pick'em week. Coach, kind of stand off on this past week, but steady moving forward and everything. And before we get into this week's selections, it's a rough week for your beloved Bulldogs, my man.
Right. I think I understand how Custer felt now back in the day because Jackson State came in, they ambushed my Bulldogs. I was not there to see it in person, but after seeing highlights and lowlights and the things that coaches talked about, it was a total domination by Jackson State. So I guess Coach Sanders did what he let, like he said, he would let the work on the field speak for itself, and it did. He spoke real loud, and then he brought out that loud pink scooter at the end of the game for Coach Maynard. So I guess Coach Maynard was able to limp off the field in defeat on Saturday.
Well, it's ironic that you chose the word ambush, Coach. That was one of them deals where back in the day, you say, hey, meet me at 3 o'clock because it's home. Yeah. And when you get there, and I'm there waiting on you, ain't no ambush. You about to see these things coming left, right, up and down, in and out. And when you talk about what I'm going to call the spirit of competition and smack talk with the scooter incident, right, I kind of enjoyed that, Coach. I did too. I can't lie. I enjoyed that because it really brought back a sense of nostalgia for what made the SWAC the SWAC. Yes, it's an HBCU conference, but the conference was built on smack talk. We used to call it the dozens or joning on one another, okay, where you didn't get so personal. But some people would get personal that they want to start throwing hands at each other, but that was part of what made it what it was. And to see the two giant personalities in the conference has to be, of course, Tanyel Maynard and Deion Sanders. And what appropriate sportsmanship to see how that thing played its way out. But it is what it is. I don't even want to say the score, but I have to say the score, 61-15, Coach.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of those.
That's behind the barn. That's where they take you behind the barn so that the public can't really see what's going on. And they really put it to you, and that's what they did. And then on top of that, Coach Maynard was real disappointed because he had his favorite person in the world there. He had Ric Flair there.
Well, I heard that, and I was going to seek confirmation, but you got – Look, since you brought it up, Coach, and Coach Maynard has been on the show where he's done his Ric Flair impersonation.
Yep.
When Ric Flair goes, woo!
Yep.
And look, every time Jackson State scored, I can hear, woo! There go another one. Woo! There go another one. Woo! There go another one. And Coach Maynard quoting Ric Flair, in order to be the man, you got to beat the man.
Beat the man, yep.
So if Alabama A&M was the man, Jackson State not only beat the man, but beat the man convincingly. Does that now make Jackson State the man, not only in the East, but in the entire Southwestern Athletic Conference?
Well, I think that they have an opportunity this weekend coming up to have a stranglehold on the East. But I have to look out west now. Prairie View is playing awfully well, so I don't think it's time to say just yet that they are the best team, that Jackson State is the best team, because you still got PV out there. And, of course, they're going to make that Florida swing this week, and so we'll see.
Yes, sir. We're definitely going to see, and I didn't want to get premature, but what a storyline. What a storyline that could truly be building up if it's Jackson State and Prairie View,
yep,
the last two standing in the Southwestern Athletic Conference for 2021. And the reason I'm saying that, there's a triangle here, Coach. Athletic Director Ashley Robertson,
yep,
who's at Jackson State, of course, came from Prairie View. Yep. A lot of people may or may not be aware Deion Sanders and Ashley Robertson had discussions about him possibly coming to Prairie View.
Wow.
But there were certain criteria that had yet to be fulfilled on Deion Sanders' part, which led to them meeting at Jackson State. Now, the current coach for Prairie View was hired by Ashley Robertson.
Yep.
So what a storyline this could potentially be. But both teams got to take care of the business, and that'll be further on in our picks that we got to get started off here when Prairie View goes to Bethune to continue that journey. But it's a lot that's been going on, and we'll get to it as we approach each of these teams. But, Coach, it's time for us to make our picks for the week. Are you ready for another showdown, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You sure?
I'm positive. I'm positive. I mean, I'm going to take a hearing test on next Monday, but the noise that I'm hearing, that's that train. That's that train coming down that track. That's Mike Prince just bringing it on home, and I can feel it. I can feel it coming, but I've got to make a stand this weekend.
Well, you got to make a stand, and while you making your stand, all I'm gonna say is choo, choo. Oh man, we got a short week this week in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference.
Yes,
not a whole lot going on, and we might as well jump into that one right away. Virginia Lynch, they'll be traveling to Norfolk State.
Right, and with that being said, Norfolk State will come out on top, as I see it.
Yes, sir. They're going to come out on top, and Norfolk State is looking rather good right now. And I got to address the elephant in the room, Coach.
Oh yeah, those Jaguars, they might be missing those, Coach Odom, huh?
Well, I can honestly say this, Coach. I can honestly say this, and we're going to get to them in our SWAC segment, but I don't believe that Southern University loses to Texas Southern under those circumstances with Odom just a coach. That's just me.
I agree.
That's just me. But we'll address that when we get to it, because there were a lot of moving parts going on in Baton Rouge, not only at Southern but at LSU. Oh, my goodness, what was going on over there. Next we have Morgan State doing battle with South Carolina State.
Right, and I think South Carolina State will come out on top in this one.
Yes, sir. No doubt about it. No doubt about it at all. And last but not least, it would be, I think that's it. Is that it?
No, that's it. Yeah, those.
Yeah, that's it. That's right. It was only a couple of games where when you only have 6 teams in your conference, there it kind of makes it a short week, a small picket.
Right, when you get your offer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So now we're going over to our beloved Southwestern Athletic Conference. Man, oh man, some interesting pieces coming up here. And let's go ahead and get it out of the way. My beloved Panthers, coming off a bye week, traveling to Daytona Beach, Florida, to take on what has got to be my disappointment of the season, the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats.
And
how do you see this one?
Well, I see Prairie View going on the road, winning that game, because Bethune has not woke up yet, and I hope they don't wake up this coming Saturday.
Well, I'm hoping they don't wake up this Saturday. They can wake up way after we're gone, come back to Texas. But this is one of those games, coaches, that somewhat concerns me, and this is the only reason why. When you look at it on paper, look at how Prairie View is rolling and how flat Bethune has been playing, it's just a matter of time before the Wildcats do wake up, and I'm just hoping that it's not this week.
Right, I agree. I agree with you, Doc.
Okay, so we're both picking Prairie View on that. The next game that we'll have on the circuit will be Florida A&M and your beloved Bulldogs. I'm interested to hear you on this one.
Well, I'm still disappointed in the way we played this past Saturday, and I think Coach Maynard will find enough in the tank to bounce back against a very, very good Florida A&M team. So I'm going to go with both of my A&Ms, but I'm going to go with Alabama A&M.
You're going with Alabama, and, Coach, we're going to agree to disagree.
Okay.
I think that FAMU is still one of the better teams out of the East, and they're the hot hand right now, other than Jackson State. And it's almost disappointing that they played so early, Jackson State and FAM. We'd be interested to see how they develop, but you play the games when you play the games. And with that, I believe FAMU will go on the road, will come in your backyard, Coach, and get the win.
Okay.
Okay.
We shall see.
Yes, sir. Then we have Alabama State coming to Jackson, Mississippi to take on the Hot Tigers.
Well, this is an easy pick for me. I'm Jackson State all the way. I think
Yes,
Deion
sir.
will have enough, and if I'm not mistaken, this is Jackson State's homecoming. And I don't think Coach Sanders is going to allow the Tigers to lose at home during homecoming. So I'm going Jackson State all the way.
Well, not only will Jackson State get the win, but Coach Ely will be able to get the return of his shoe because he asked for his shoe to return the last time they played Jackson and they won. He said, bring me my shoe back. So maybe since he's coming to Jackson, he'll have a gift wrap that he can give me. And why do I have the hunch that Deion Sanders just might have him a pair of signature shoes gift wrapped in a box at the end of this game?
Yep, I agree. If he could bring a scooter, he going to have the shoes.
Well, old video games say, is it the shoes? We shall see. And then we have another good game that I think should take place. It's going to be Southern University at Arkansas Pine Bluff.
This is a toss-up to me because Southern's not playing well, Pine Bluff's not playing well. For some reason, I want to lean toward the home team, and I think I will. I'm going to say that Pine Bluff will find enough to do at home to win this game.
There is trouble in Baton Rouge, and not just at Southern University. LSU is in an uproar. Southern's in an uproar. Southern gets rid of their defensive end and special teams coordinator. And we know when moves like that being made, especially at midseason, the panic button has been hit. And Rollins being on an interim basis, back is literally to the wall. I believe that Southern should rebound. I believe they should rebound. Texas Southern has helped my Panthers out immensely with that win of last week. I believe Southern on paper has the deeper talent, and it should be enough to get the road win. So I'm going to go with the Jags on this one.
Yeah, I had to get away from them because I had picked them against Texas Southern. They disappointed me. I don't want them to have an opportunity for 2 weeks in a row.
Okay, I got you. Then we have another interesting matchup. It's going to be Alcorn State coming to the Delta at Edabina to take on the Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils, who, by the way, gave me my second hot pick of the week.
Yep.
Can they make it 3, Coach?
I don't think so. I think Alcorn's on a mission. They gotta stay lockstep with Prairie View. And I just think Coach McNair's gonna have them ready to play in-state opponent. And I'm going with the Braves.
Okay. Now, as much as I've been riding with Valley, and, it feels good to be right, Coach. That's that train
I know.
Again.
Yes,
that's that train coming again.
Yep.
But there's still one big daddy in the state of Mississippi as far as the SWAC is concerned. Well, there might be 2 of them now with Jackson State. But the defending big daddy, the Alcorn State Braves, I think they will. Now, I would love for Valley to beat Alcorn to help out my Panthers in the West, but I just think Alcorn's going to have a little too much in the tank. I think it's going to be a much closer game than anticipated, but Alcorn steals the road win.
Okay, we agree on that one.
Yes, sir. So we have a split when it comes to Southern at Pine Bluff, and I think that's the only one. Was that the only one?
No, you split at A&M, FAMU. You got FAMU.
Oh, yeah, FAMU. So, I feel that separation coming again, my friend.
I know. We got one more game, though. We got one more game to determine.
Oh, I know that SEC did that before we get into that.
No, Texas Southern and Grambling.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Texas Southern.
How could I forget? Mm-hmm. Texas Southern coming to the hole for Grambling's homecoming. Mm-hmm. What's your pick on this one, Coach?
I'm going to go with the homecoming, the crowd. I'm going to go with Grambling on this one.
Wow. You know, wow. You might get a chance to get some redemption, Coach, because I love Coach Fobbs, and I love Grambling. I love what he's doing and what he's done with Grambling. But McKinney, with 58 freshmen, they are learning how to win. 2 games. They're coming off a 2-game win streak. And that's been a long time at Texas Southern. And I'm going to go slightly against the grain and say Texas Southern gets their 3rd win in a row on the road.
Okay. We
I know
see.
But there's a new believer making people. He's converting people. And I'm going to play on words and don't be offended, Coach, but they say, come see a man by the name of Andrew Body.
Gotcha.
Young man, freshman out of Corpus Christi, Texas. He got some playing time against Baylor. Really started to show potential against Rice. Broke through against North America and cemented what could be a long, successful career against Southern on last week. He is the real deal. Andrew Body. Remember that name, Coach.
I got it in the memory bank.
Memory bank. Yes, sir. So
and I know the G-men will be waiting on him.
Oh, I know they're going to be waiting on him, and it's going to be – now, I will jump out on a limb and say this. This is going to probably be one of the highest scored games of the week.
Right. And I just think the mystique of Eddie Robinson Stadium, the whole Grambling mystique, homecoming, I think it's going to be a little too much for that freshman to overcome.
Well, he just played up in Arlington, in a big atmosphere. You played at Baylor, you played at Rice, even though Rice wasn't that huge of a crowd. I don't think it's going to shake him, Coach. I really don't think it's going to shake him. This kid is that good. He's that good.
Okay.
He's that good. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to put him yet on that level of glass. But if you get a chance to watch this kid, he does some glass-like things.
Okay, that's good.
Yes, sir.
That is good.
Yes,
and
sir.
the SEC this week, a good matchup is going to be Auburn at Arkansas.
Auburn at Arkansas.
Right.
Okay. You know what, Coach? I think Arkansas is going to redeem themselves.
I do too. We agree on that. I think Arkansas is going to beat them also.
Okay, so our disagreements for this week will be, I'm taking Texas Southern, you're taking Grambling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking Southern, you're taking Pine Bluff.
Correct.
I'm taking FAMU,
and I'm taking
you're
A&M.
Taking A&M, and we're all in agreement on the MEAC, right. And we're in agreement on the SEC. Let's touch on the SEC just a moment. A&M, Texas A&M, pulls off the shocker.
Oh, yes. Very disappointing loss for the University of Alabama. And they make a joke about this in Alabama, but the arrest rate went up Saturday night. There were a lot of Alabama men who were real disappointed in that loss, and they did all kind of crazy things, from destroying property to, I hate to say this, domestic violence. All of this happens because the University of Alabama loses a football game.
Wow.
Like people in this state lose their mind when their beloved Crimson Tide loses a football game. So it was very disappointing. It was very disappointing to see them go down to Texas A&M. First time in over 100 games that Alabama has lost to a team that was not ranked. First time in 100 games, the University of Alabama lost to a team that was not ranked.
Yes, sir. Now, here's the twist of all of this. I feel sorry for Mississippi State this week.
Well, I don't, because you know why? I don't think Leachy's going to sit back and allow Alabama to come in there and bully them.
Well, he might not allow it, but I don't want to be the first team out of the gate facing Nick Saban and Roll Tide after a disappointing loss. And another twist in this whole thing is now A&M got momentum to come and take on the Missouri Tigers in Columbia this week.
Well,
and that's not a good thing for the Tigers neither.
That's true. That part is true now, because I felt like Texas A&M would have gone into Missouri and beat them anyway, even if they had lost to Alabama.
All right, Coach. You look. Now, I look, and I'm not disagreeing with you, but sometimes reality hurts. But Missouri, I've stated my opinion that they're not an SEC program, not by far.
Right. They need to look at trying to go to the Big 12. Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you won't get no fight out of me on that one, Coach. But I don't think I won't be pulling for the old Tigers, though. I can't help it. What's in me is in me. That's one of them deals where you're going to have one eye open and the other one closed. And you just kind of squint and look around and say, are they going to do it? I didn't think so. But if they do, it'll be a great day. It'll be a great day.
Yeah.
And what about the collapse of the University of Texas?
Right. Yep. Everybody thought that hiring Sarkisian from Alabama was going to be the big difference. But see, you got to have them Jimmys and Joes. At Alabama, he had the Jimmys and Joes, and he does not have that right at his first year at Texas.
Well, I was going to say, to his credit, those are players he's inherited. So
correct.
You got to work. But to blow the lead that he blew, though,
yep,
some of that comes back on coaching a little bit now.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So,
Coach, you ever blew a big lead like that?
Oh yes, definitely. Yes, sir. Two to name. Right off the top of my head, only one at home. I had Alabama State down by 17 in the second half, and I lost by 1. And then this is the greatest one of all. I've got a 7-point lead at Southern University, and we're not in the dome. They had us up in this other little place, but nevertheless, I'm up by 7. I got the ball with 28 seconds on the clock. I lost that game in overtime.
Wow.
I lost that game in overtime.
Coach, what does that do to your psyche as a coach? Not a player, but as a coach.
Well, it wakes you up. It wakes you up because now every mistake that you made in that game is magnified. All the wrong plays, the wrong defense, all that becomes more magnified now in a loss like that. And I'll tell anybody that has not been in athletics, when you get momentum or your opponent gets momentum, it's hard to turn the tide. It's hard. It's hard to switch it over. We had a 17-point lead rolling at home, sellout crowd. Alabama State calls a timeout. We just turned the ball over. And Coach Jackson got into them players down there, and they walked us down. against
Wow.
Southern, at Southern. That was the first time Coach Joe beat me. I had a 7-point lead with 28 seconds on the clock, and I lost that ball game because we had 2 consecutive turnovers, and then now one big controversial call against us. We were pressing them. The young man that took the ball out of bounds was going from side to side. The ball slips out of his hand and comes inbounds. The referee blows the whistle and gives the ball back to the young man, which it should have been a violation. It should have been our ball. But we'd already given them momentum, so we were going to lose that game regardless.
All right, Coach, come on back now. I see you getting dark. Dark. Come on.
Big Mo is something else. Big Mo is something else.
Yes, sir. Well,
you question yourself when things like that happen. Yep.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Coach, look, I hate that I took you down memory's lane on that trip.
I'm okay.
It's okay. You're going to be all right, Coach. You're going to be all right.
I'm going to be all right. I'm going to be all right.
Now, I don't want you to have a relapse on me because, these picks again, Coach, going to have you looking up again now.
No, I'm going to tell you what. I feel enlightened because I did have to speak to some young people this week. I've been energized, so I'm going to be leaving this conversation on a high.
That's good.
Yep, I'm going to be leaving this conversation on a high.
Well, you leave this conversation on a high.
Yep.
You leave it on a high, but when we get back together next week, make sure it's on that low, baby. Make sure it's on that low.
We shall see.
Well, Coach, I get a kick out of this. I look forward to it each and every week. Give you some closing thoughts and comments so we get ready to wrap this thing up.
Okay, well, thank you. I know there's a lot of great football left. I'm really enjoying this year with these pick'ems. And Dr. Prince, continue getting the message out. Continue doing what you do. We need that and much, much more.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So with that being said, Coach, it's always a joy and a pleasure. We love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it, sir. And thank you all for joining us on the Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union Hotline. He is the guru, Coach Van Pettaway. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. And as always, you guys be blessed. We'll see you on the other side.
The Open Mic Broadcast Network would like to take this time to recognize its sponsors and underwriters: Attorney Lee Van Richardson, Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union, Prairie View Athletic Club, Temple of Refuge Ministries, Reflections Paint and Body Shop, Helping Hands Lawn Service, the Hotline Press newspaper of Hempstead, Texas, Diva Skin Conditioner, Purple Drip Daiquiri and Grill. For more information on how you can become an underwriter or a sponsor here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, our number to call is 832-213-8824. Serving the community through faith and athletics. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, Prairie View, Texas.